policy and other things. But president is very limited. Most people fail to understand the limitation that's placed on the president and what exactly he can and cannot do. And there's a book called Rule by Secrecy by Jim Marrs. This is a book that was on the New York bestseller some, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. I want to read one quote about this when they got elected. And
read it and I'll be right back. Go ahead.
Okay, 1960. This is what it says here on page, this is page 126. It says the Democratic John F. Kennedy upset Eisenhower's vice president, Republican, Richard Nixon in 1960 election. And his top advisors came from secret societies. He says special advisor John Kenneth Galbraith noted that those of us who worked for Kennedy's election were tolerated in the government for that reason and had a say, but foreign policy was still left to the Council of Foreign Relations people. So the Council of Foreign Relations, CFR.
Yeah, that was Brzezinski's baby, right?
That's Brzezinski.
Yeah, he was on the staff. They sort of, had to. People start getting hip to Brzezinski again.
Then what's so interesting in that, if those of you that have not recognized that here's a press release.
Hold on, do that. Let me ask you one question. You're going to start with that. I got to ask you one question before I step out and give you the camera. George Bush became president 8 years ago, and he said he's going to be a compassionate conservative. Then 9/11 happened, and you know what happened, right? 9/11, everything changed. So I'm saying that we know we have this economic depression going on, but we know we're going to have, the President Obama is going to have to send some military troops into action. Do you think there'll be a peace agreement and or a war in Israel during the 8 years he's president?
Well, if he makes it through.
If.
That's an if.
Ooh.
And the problem is that once he quashes this Iraq thing, there will be another war. Maybe it'll be Iran or whatever.
Right.
It's not that he has any choice at that. This is what they told Kennedy when he came in. His advisors came in, the think tanks, the people of power said, listen, we want to go into Vietnam. Now, he turned him down 2 or 3 times. That was one of the reasons he left him. See what I'm saying?
He didn't do what he was told.
You got to be able to follow instructions.
But what I'm saying is that, and before I step out here, I just want to let people know that we should expect the unexpected.
You should expect the unexpected, and you have to remember, Kennedy was bloodline, and he got assassinated, his brother got assassinated, and Junior, his son. So listen.
Wait! I thought Junior was flying a plane. He was just joyriding.
Yeah, but they blew the tail off of it too. Wait!
Before you go, why they take out Junior?
Well, Junior was going to run for a senator a position in the Congress and later as president, and he said that he was being bloodline, that he was going to reopen the investigation of his what?
Well, okay, enough of that.
Enough of that.
Okay, and also, but Barack is a part of the bloodline.
Well, not
necessarily.
I
thought he was akin to Bush and Cheney.
We talking about direct bloodline.
Direct bloodline.
And in terms of the families.
Okay, let's go with your stuff, and let me set this camera up.
Just to show you what's happening, Brzezinski, Z-Big, which was the, for those of you that remember, he's the one that was same thing as under Carter, as Condoleezza Rice. And what Z-Big said is that, now Powell said the same thing when he was interviewed by Tom Brokaw. Just put Tom Brokaw on and General Powell, and he said that there would be a crisis come January 20th, 21st for our president. Now, here I'm going to read you something from Z-Big. This is the name of the article is Trilateral. It says Brzezinski. Obama will face imminent foreign policy problems. And he says the Trilateral Commissioner, co-founder, and top Obama advisor, Z.B. Brzezinski, told CNN News yesterday that Barack Obama would be faced with an imminent problem in context of a foreign policy once he takes office, echoing a prophetic warning made recently by Joe Biden, Colin Powell, and Madam Albright. And he goes on to say this. Brzezinski warned that Obama would face an immediate problem in the form of a foreign policy crisis, echoed similar sentiments expressed by Obama's running mate, Senator Joe Biden, which last month told the audience in Seattle, we're going to have an international crisis, a general crisis, to test the mettle of this guy. So you can see then, and then to give you another example, here's the EU. The EU told Obama, he says in the Economic Times, you can look this article up, they told Obama that they want him to press on for a new world what? Order. And listen, folks, we shouldn't be so naive to believe that this one man is going to change everything, when in reality, there has been a program already set, and he's followed the script. Now, there will be some bones thrown out for the people to give them some type of hope. But as far as altering or changing anything, I mean, when I read this thing here, it's from the Economic Times. It says here, Economic Times, EU calls for a new deal for the new world with Obama. Brussels, that's the head of the EU. It says the head of the European Union executive body, the European Commission, on Wednesday congratulated Obama on his victory in the U.S. presidential election and called him to work with the EU to shape a new deal for a new world. So you got this problem here, folks, that's going to both an economic problem and a world foreign policy problem. And what you have basically here, anytime the economy get real crazy, get real funky, and the folks start getting crazy, they start a war to distract the folks from an economic crisis. Now, we're going into a depression, and to give you an example of what's going to happen next year, 2009, they're already forecasting a $2 trillion, I didn't say billion, I didn't say two, I said $2 trillion budget deficit for next year. So here come Obama and they ask him, what you going to do? The states are broke, the city are broke, General Motors only got 6 months of cash, and he's writing these checks. And listen, the Chinese got $2 trillion, the Japs got another $1 trillion, and the oil producers got $1 trillion. They said, wait a minute, we're not going to give you no money, man, because we don't know if you could what? Pay us back. And so there's a problem is that we may default on the debt. I mean, on the U.S. Treasury, there's a very good possibility when you start getting $2 trillion. $2 trillion, people say, what do you mean $2 trillion? Well, the gross national product of America is only about 10 or 12 trillion. So here we are in 1 year, we're going to spend 10%, we're going to increase the budget by 10%. And so you know what they're saying? They said for the next 4 or 5 years, we're going to run $2 or $3 trillion. Now listen, the only way you can get that type of money is you either raise the taxes. Now, you can't raise the taxes in a recession/depression. You could borrow it, but if you was the Chinese, would you lend America another $1 trillion? And that dollar or that currency is becoming very weak. They don't produce anything. And the third way is you can print it. So we're getting ready to have hyperinflation, folks, because nobody wants to buy America's paper. I mean, the problem is with most Americans, they've been dumbed down, and they don't understand the seriousness and the gravity of America. And what they say is, very frankly, we are flat broke.